What if I told you the most miserable character on TV lives inside a whale and once lost a mayor election to a dog? You think your life's bad? No job, no love, living off discount candy and fake confidence? Meet Captain Knuckles, a man so cursed by existence, even rock bottom filed a restraining order. He's broke, addicted, living inside a whale, and somehow still thinks he's winning. This ain't just a character. This is a slow-motion mental breakdown disguised as a pirate. So buckle up, because this story isn't just sad. We're diving into the most hilarious, depressing, sugar-coated tragedy of a man who lost everything except his ego. Every legend starts somewhere, and Knuckles? His journey starts with one thing: a child too lonely to know the difference between dreams and breakdowns. Growing up, he had no friends, except one, his grandpa, a retired sailor who taught him everything about the sea, except how to survive it. Knuckles was a sensitive kid. He once cried so hard that the whole boat sank because he was convinced the sailors were jealous of his handsomeness. Even my ex wasn't sensitive as that, and while other kids played tag, Knuckles was wearing fish as shoes and talking to starry dogs, not as pets, but as equals. You think the sea life made him strong? Nah, bro. It just made him weird. And when real life refused to give him treasure or glory, he made it all up, and now he is calling himself a captain. But captain of what exactly? This man hasn't captained anything except his own downfall. No ship, no crew, just a crusty hat and enough lies to qualify as a politician. He tells Flapjack stories of grand sea adventures, but this dude gets seasick in the bathtub. I mean, come on guys, does this thing look like Captain to you? His skin is blue, no offense for blue people. His nose is broken in at least 7 directions. And the teeth? What teeth exactly? You think after all that damage, he'd at least earn a throne? Nope, just a bed in a whale's belly. And plot twist, he lives inside a whale, not as a captain, but as a parasite. You ever crash on someone's couch for 14 years straight? Yup, he did that inside Bubby. If pretending to be a captain was sad, wait till you see this man high on sugar.
Before I succumb to candy, I look like this.
Some pirates chase treasure, and Knuckles, he chases candy. Not like, yum, gimme a lollipop. More like, I will fake my own death for a single gumdrop. He is addicted to it the way asteroids are addicted to gravity. Like, there's no escape. You ever seen someone risk their life for syrup or willing to sell their soul for a caramel chew? Of course, he did all of that. He even traded his wooden legs once. His own legs, man! For a single piece of taffy? Bro, we're talking raw dependency here. And when Flapjack tries to stop him, he doesn't just turn into a demon. He becomes Satan himself. Like literally. Eyes glowing, voice go deeper. Suddenly he's speaking Latin backwards and levitating over a pile of sugar cubes. And to be honest, man, I worked in rehab like 2 years ago, and I never saw a junkie that turned into Satan before. We are talking about some next level withdrawal symptoms, because candy doesn't just ruin his brain, it also breaks his heart. It's true that Knuckles have some wooden parts, but he also have a human part, right? With emotions and feelings, and they all goes for one thing. Not a woman, not even a person. It's a statue made of candy. It goes by the name of Candy Wife. Married, mute, motionless, and still way more out of his league. But this man simps so hard, like it's his full-time job. He tried everything to get her, watched every dating guru on YouTube, videos like 10 tricks to make her melt, or how to turn her on in 10 seconds. He tried self-improvement, look maxing, cold showers. Bro, he even gave her the entire city of Stormalong Harbor. Every building, every boat, every orphan's last gumdrop. Like, here baby, take all the infrastructure. And after all that, she didn't even blink. Not a flinch, not a twitch, not a single maybe. She hit him with the strongest rejection known to mankind. Just existence without acknowledgement. And deep down, he knows that's the best he'll ever get. Candy Wife's not the only one who hates the captain. She just can't physically throw things at him. Everyone else, they make up for it. Stormalong people doesn't just disrespect the captain. They'd rather wrestle a plague rat in a burning candy store than hang out with him. This man is so hated, even the weirdos want nothing to do with him. Dr. Barber, a literal mad surgeon who cuts people open just to feel something, won't operate on him. Said his soul was too diseased. What about Peppermint Larry? He runs the candy barrel and literally surrounded by degenerates and outlaws every day, and he's like, nah, this guy's too unstable. Even Senior Santiago, the gang leader, who's still traumatized to this day because Knuckles stole his boots. How bad, man. And just when you think this is bad, it gets worse. They once removed every part of his body except his face. Arms, gone. Legs, gone. Even the fake parts, gone. They laid his face on the ground like a welcome mat and started wiping their shoes on him. They didn't just disrespect him, they turned him into furniture. And the worst part, he didn't even fight back. He just laid there, probably grateful someone remembered he existed. And if that wasn't enough humiliation, he once ran for mayor. He printed posters, wore a sash, told people he'd bring honor back to Stormalong. And then guess what? He lost to a dog. Not a talking dog or even a magic one, just a literal stray dog, man. One he once shared garbage with behind the candy barrel. And the townspeople, they cheered. They said the dog had better leadership instincts. And honestly, they were right. That's deep, man. And to cope with all that, he did what any delusional sea clown would do. He doubled down on a dream that's been ruining his life since day one. He clings to one thing, Candied Island. A place made entirely of sweets, mountains of frosting, rivers of syrup, and somehow a future where he's respected. But the problem is, it's not real and never has been. But Knuckles, he doesn't need proof. All he needs is a reason to ignore reality. He tells Flapjack stories of Candied Island like it's his birthright. Every time they fail, every time they get laughed at or banned from another barrel, he just grins and says, it's all part of the adventure. Bro, what adventure exactly? You're not even a pirate. You're a sugar junkie with a loose grip on time and space. But the tragedy is, what if it was real? What if, after all the pain, after all the beatings, the betrayals, the body part removals, there actually was a Candied Island waiting for him? And the answer is, it won't matter because the journey's already eating him alive. Every time he chases it, someone else pays. Flapjack gets traumatized, Bobby gets violated, and worst of all, he's starting to believe the lie more than the world around him. Candied Island isn't just a dream anymore. It's an excuse to keep failing, to keep lying, to keep dragging poor Flapjack into the sugar-fueled spiral of a man who's been running from the truth his whole life. Which personally makes me feel sad for the boy. He looks up to him like he's some kind of hero, a role model. But Knuckles isn't a father figure. He is the kind of man you warn your kids to not be like him, not hand them over to. Because if Candied Island is fake, then so is every promise he's ever made. And Flapjack, he's just the latest kid getting dragged into a dream that ends in disappointment. So how miserable is Captain Knuckles? Let's just say if life were a boat, he's the hole in it. He's lost his limbs, his dignity, his sanity, and his best years, but somehow he still wakes up every day, puts on that crusty bird poop hat, and keeps smiling like the truth never existed. And that's kinda heroic in the most pathetic way possible. And maybe, just maybe, we're all a little Knuckles inside. So if you're ever down bad, just remember, at least you're not sleeping inside a whale faking pirate stories while begging a statue to love you. So subscribe or Knuckles becomes your roommate.